The Kitchen Fairy here, and today I have a recipe from Canada. It's Canadian cuisine today, and it is meat pie that is known as tourtiere. The boys are having their dinner at the moment. So basically this is meat pie. Originally it should be using pork and lard, but I don't use those in my house, so it is beef and shortening. Check out the full video and I'll see you soon again. Say bye. Bye. Naughty boys, I know. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that this meat pie, Canadian meat pie, is served with Indonesian fresh salad or fresh pickles that we call as acar. So yeah, check out the full video. See you soon. Bye. So this is 600 grams of frozen ground beef. I'm gonna have to thaw it first. For the potato, this is 6 to 7 mini red potatoes. Just rinse it, scrub it clean, rinse it, and then add some water and cover it with cling wrap, and we're gonna microwave it until totally tender. Once you wrap it with cling wrap, don't forget to puncture some holes. So this is 4 cups of flour and then 1 teaspoon of coarse kosher salt. Just mix it. You can use 1.5 teaspoon if you want, 1 to 1.5 teaspoon. Now we're gonna need in 1 cup of golden shortening and 1 tablespoon of butter. Obviously the original recipe or Canadians would use lard, but I don't use lard. You can use white shortening, white vegetable shortening, but I have golden shortening today. So just mix it until crumbly coarse. With your hand or with spoon or with fork, whichever is convenient for you. Hand is quicker for me. The texture is like crumbly or coarse oatmeal. Add in 2 beaten eggs. And cold water, about 6 tablespoons. Less or more is depending when you feel like the dough is already combined or would be able to roll. Now the dough for the skin is done. We're gonna cover this with cling wrap and we're gonna chill it in the fridge for half hour while we will be working on the filling. So for the filling I have 600 grams of ground beef, 2 garlic that I crushed, and then half teaspoon of sage, half teaspoon of thyme, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground mustard, and I crushed about 4 cloves, otherwise maybe 1/8 teaspoon of ground clove, and 2 teaspoons of salt, and also so far I added 3/4 cup of broth, but we're gonna add a tiny bit more if it's needed. Right now we're just gonna bring this to boil. So yeah, just leave it to boil while stirring it occasionally on medium high. Now that the potatoes are tender, we're gonna drain the water and we're gonna mash the potatoes. And I'm not worried about the skin. Obviously if you use larger potatoes, you may want to skin the potatoes, but otherwise when you use baby potatoes or mini potatoes, leave the skins intact. So what you want is to the ground beef to brown and also the broth lessen. Once the broth is lessened, take off from here. As you can see, not much broth left, and then we're gonna add in the mashed potato. We're just gonna mix it and cool it to room temperature before we use it as a filling to the crust. Now after resting it for half hour, we're gonna divide this dough into two portions, so it will be bottom crust and top crust, so it's like a double crust pie. Look at me trying to find a word. Pie is just hard. So it's top and bottom. So just roll flat. It's easier on parchment paper so that you can lift it, or you can lift it to the pie plate, or you can also use this excuse me, you can also use this rolling mat. That will be easier too. So just lift the parchment paper and then flip it to your pie plate, and then peel the parchment, and there you go. Then just tidy up to the sides. Now we're gonna pour in the pie filling or the meat. Just spread it evenly, covering the bottom crust. Then we're gonna top it with the upper crust. Once you lay the top crust, pinch top and bottom so that they are sealed, and then we're gonna cut the excess skin, and your pie is ready to be baked. Just don't forget to poke holes here and there, or make incision in the center so that steam can go out while baking. You can poke with knife, or you can poke with fork, whichever you have. So it says I love Canada. I kinda played with the crust a little. So to accompany the tourtiere, the meat pie, I'm gonna make Indonesian fresh salad that is known as acar. Sometimes we refer them as pickles, but they are more like fresh salad. So what you will need is just slice your carrots. You can do it like cubed, diced, or matchstick. The same you will do with the cucumbers. I'm using mini cucumbers and some half of long cucumbers that the boys had for lunch. And we're gonna also mix it with some sliced onion and some sliced garlic, but there will be a little bit a twist. I am gonna be adding sliced Hungarian hot pepper. Usually Indonesian would add a red chili, green bird eye chili or red bird eye chili. I don't have those today, so I'm gonna use Hungarian hot pepper, but I'm gonna slice them. Just two should be enough. I'm gonna slice them so the acar will be a little or a tad spicy, because my husband likes it like that. So you can slice the cucumber and the carrots like so, or you can leave it whole, round, if it's like mini cucumbers, or if it's larger cucumbers, I quarter it. As I am using mini carrots, I just slice it as so, otherwise I will dice them. Now I have sliced the 2 hot pepper, Hungarian hot pepper, and I added 5 garlic sliced, and 1 small onion. So for the onion, you can leave it round as is, just take them apart so they would be like onion rings, separate onion rings, or you can dice them as well. Now once everything is done, ready in a bowl, pour enough cold water to cover the veggies, and then you want to add some vinegar. So what you're trying to achieve here is sweet, sour, and a little salty in the flavor, so just like pickles. Just mix them so they are sweet, sour, and a little salty. And then you want to chill them for at least an hour or two before you serve them. When it's chilled, it's very good for summer. And that's about it. And rest the top with beaten egg yolk or whole egg, or leave it as is. And preheat oven to 425, and we're gonna bake it for 15 minutes. Once 15 minutes is up, reduce the heat to 350, and we're gonna bake it for half hour. Tourtiere is done baking. So tourtiere, they taste better the next day. Obviously you can serve it on the same day, but if you wait for the next day, the flavor develop more. So yeah, just a little info.